This is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. I'm your host, Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA. Today's episode is going to be the second part of a video which was called NBA Legends React to LeBron James calling himself the GOAT. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure after you watch this one, go right back to the first one. But before we get to that, let me give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Otis. Otis is the stock market for culture. It's the perfect alternative investment app that allows anyone to buy and sell shares of culturally relevant pieces. They have weekly available drops from collectors to pop cultural items. Now, you know that I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, and I not only found this Michael Jordan rookie card, but also more classic Jordan items, like for example, his first sneakers. They also got many classic games, so if you are an old school gamer like I am, this might be perfect for you. Now, as you probably know, most of these rare items are super expensive, but with Otis, this might be the chance to co-own some of the things that you always wanted to have. So check out the link in the description box below and download the app and get your first share free when you fund your account. Alright, now if you haven't seen my first video, let me quickly fill you in what exactly happened. It happened when LeBron James won a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then he said that he felt that he was now officially the greatest of all time.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time. That's what I felt. Reasons. I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
And naturally, NBA legends had to comment on that, which is what we're going to take a look at right now. And the first one is going to be Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose, we've been away on break for a little bit. I've been dying to hear what you think about this. LeBron James claiming that he is the greatest of all time because he brought Cleveland a championship over the Warriors. What do you think about LeBron saying this?
It's a phenomenal feat what the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to accomplish that season in beating a 73-win Golden State Warriors team. If that doesn't happen, it probably changes the trajectory of what we see that has taken place over the last 2 years, because I don't think Kevin Durant joins that team. And so, however, your single greatest achievement doesn't make you the greatest basketball player of all time. Now, what ends up happening is, and LeBron James is genius at doing this, he's creating a narrative of recency bias. It's almost like if you ask millennials right now, who's the greatest rap group of all time? Migos. You're gonna get a lot of people saying the Migos, because they haven't been necessarily exposed to Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, NWA, Tribe Called Quest. So LeBron James understands when he says this, it allows the fans to quietly leapfrog him over Tim Duncan and Kobe. I gave him credit for passing Larry Bird as the greatest small forward of all time when that feat happened, which was a tall task for me. But my Mount Rushmore is pretty much still intact. MJ, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6 championships, 6 MVPs, the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Bill Russell, 11 championships in 13 years. And Irvin Magic Johnson, 5 championships. That's my Mount Rushmore. To me, LeBron's individual achievements have not eclipsed what those gentlemen have accomplished.
So, I know people was waiting for me to weigh on this. I'll give you, you are one of the greatest players ever. But if you ever, in your motherfucking life, disrespect Michael Jordan again, you see what's happening right now? This movement is not gonna stop. I don't know what happened when you went to LA. I think when you went to LA, they really, really told you, oh, you've arrived, King. Because this is what happened when people fly into LA. Everybody, all basketball players who play in other cities. See, when you play in Minnesota and you go to LA, it's like you going to Disneyland.
Well, last week, LeBron called himself the GOAT because his Cavs came back to beat the Warriors in the 2016 finals. Needless to say, that caused a lot of chatter. The internet then discovered a 2009 interview where Michael Jordan said he is not the greatest player ever since he didn't play against the other all-time greats. Yesterday, Danny Ainge made a very provocative comparison for LeBron. Let's hear it.
His career's not over. I'd just like to, why he's saying that, I don't know. Maybe he thinks that sells. Maybe he's taking the Donald Trump approach and trying to sell himself. I don't know. But, time will tell. I think history, I don't even know if anybody knows who the greatest of all time is because the years are so different.
Now, the next player that we're going to take a look at is Scottie Pippen. And with Scottie, it's kind of a mixed bag. Let me explain. There are a couple of interviews where Scottie actually said that he believed that LeBron James was better than Michael. Really. Check it out on Google or YouTube. It really exists. But over the years, he changed his mind again, saying that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But let's hear what he had to say in this interview.
Wow.
Follow that, Scottie Pippen.
That's a tough one to follow. I mean, that's Danny Ainge's opinion. Right. And, we all have our opinion. But my problem is more so with LeBron is if you are the greatest player, if people are saying you are the greatest player, or if people are saying Michael Jordan is the greatest player, why do you need to say it?
Right.
Michael Jordan has never, ever said he's the greatest player to ever play the game. Why? He's respected all the other players before him. So for LeBron to say that, he's sort of pulling himself out of it because you can't say you're the greatest player. You have to allow your peers in the world to say that.
So the context of when he said it, just because, if we're having this discussion, he was sitting around with his friends, and he was saying that when he won that 2016 title, he said his first thought was Cleveland, wow, we've done this first time in 52 years. And he said, my second thought as I was, running around the court being crazy was, wow, I did it. This is what makes me the greatest player of all time. You can disagree with him, I get it, and you can disagree with him saying that. And by the way, that conversation was for a documentary that was supposed to appear on ESPN+, so he knew cameras were rolling. It's not like they caught him in a moment.
Well,
I think
it's pretty great that a guy won 3 titles, left for 2 years, came back and won 3 more. That is considered greatness to me.
Yeah.
Winning ultimately decides who the greatest players are in the game.
I'll proclaim this because when you think of all the great players like Jalen said, Kareem, Magic, none of them has never come out and said, I'm the GOAT. That's something up to the fans, the writers, and former players. So when they come out with these ESPN rankings and all these other rankings, let that be the judge, I think. But the self-proclaiming, he's definitely up there. He's definitely top 5 in my book. But I think when you look at the accolades, the championships, Jordan, Magic, Kareem, they're all
Now, the last part that we're going to take a look at involves Kobe Bryant, and he was asked who he felt was the greatest of all time. And to me personally, he had the most healthiest way how you can approach this. Let's have a look.
I've been dying to ask you this forever. So for 30 years, my job has been arguing, this guy's better than that guy, this guy's better than that guy, right? Like it's Kobe and it's Michael, and it's Michael and it's LeBron, and it's Magic and it's Larry, and it's Russell and it's Chamberlain.
The great debates.
All those debates. Yeah. As one of the people in those, as one of the people who's on the other side of that, how important is that to you, the way people perceive you relative to Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, LeBron James?
It's hard for people to believe, but I really don't care. I've moved on. So you have a career, you do the best you can with the 20 years I was very fortunate to play, and then you shelf it. You're done. You move on to the next thing. So now I'm focused on these next 20 years, and so those debates are entertaining, I'm sure, and it's fun for people to engage in those. But for me personally, it doesn't matter.
What about the King James on the shoes? We're gonna let that one go, right? We're gonna let that go
on the Jordans.
Yeah.
Air James.
Yeah,